The princess problem didn't get off to a great start. Lydia wasn't very nice, but ultimately the message is really good. This is the second segment of the 6th episode of the 21st season of Arthur. And the reason it didn't start off very well is because Emily and DW are wearing princess crowns, and Lydia is their substitute basketball teacher. And she tells them to take their crowns off because she doesn't like that princess stuff. And I thought, that's horrible. What's it got to do with her? If she'd said, take your tiaras off because you might break them, fair enough. But she just demanded they took off their tiaras because she didn't like princess things. And my opinion of her went down a couple of notches. But, and I will say they never went back up. It's still, my opinion of her now is pretty low down. But she has a valid reason for, feeling that way, and it's because she's never seen a princess in a wheelchair, which is fair enough. Princesses are not very inclusive, they're not representative of everybody. And I kind of thought, well, duh, if you've got a magic crown and you've got a disability, chances are you're going to use your magic to solve that or correct it or whatever. You'd be a bit, well, it wouldn't be very smart of you to not do that. So I kind of thought, well, there is a logical reason for that. But then I thought, okay, not every princess has magical powers, just the ones in this cartoon, in this episode of Arthur do. And it is an important topic about the fact that princesses are, very inspiring for a lot of young children, and they're figures to look up to, and a lot of young children love them and to play princesses and dress up as princesses. But it is something that I'd never considered before. I've never seen a princess with in a wheelchair or with another disability. I think we're just slowly starting to get over the fact that princesses don't necessarily need a Prince Charming. A lot of the big animation players are starting to get that message. I think it'll be a little while before we see a princess in a wheelchair, but it would have to be a princess who doesn't have magical powers. Because, again, if she had magical powers, or at least unlimited magical powers, or a fairy godmother, you'd think she'd wish for improved physical health. So that would be a kind of a plot issue if they decided to go down that route and keep her in a wheelchair, but she had magical powers. But who knows? Who knows what the future will hold for princesses? But it is an important topic. It's something I'd never considered before, and well, to be honest, I feel like one day we will get there. I'm trying to think of the most diverse princess, but all I can think about is Merida, who I love. Maybe one day. But the princess problem raises some important topics, but unfortunately Lydia just was not nice. She wasn't likable, and yeah, she's got a valid opinion, and I can completely understand why she feels the way she does, but she didn't really go about it the right way, at least in the beginning, and I feel like she just wasn't very likable to begin with, and that left me with a sour taste in my mouth thereafter. Had that not been the case, I would have felt for her a lot more strongly. But it's still a good episode with a really important message, and I think that's the main thing.